I already moisturized and primed my face. I also did my eyebrows off camera because they were kind of looking a little hectic, so I had to do that off camera. But let's start off with the eye makeup. To start off with the eye makeup, I'm gonna go and use this Hard Candy eyeshadow primer in Eyes the Limit. So I do just use my finger to blend it out because since this is an everyday makeup look, I don't really do too much, which is why I am not using concealer as primer today. Next, to set the primer, I take a matte palette and I dip into the shade that is closest to my actual skin color, and then I just sweep it all over the eyelid just to really set the primer. It makes blending a whole lot easier, and it doesn't make the eyeshadow slip and slide throughout the day. Now that the eyeshadow primer is now set, I'm going back into the same matte shadow palette. And if you're wondering, this is the Code Makeup Kit Neutral Eyeshadow Palette. And they sell this in Italy, Miami, I think. And of course, the Dominican Republic. I'm gonna go and use a nice warm brown shade to act as a transition shade and put it all over my crease. Every single day makeup is different depending on the day, depending on how I'm feeling, depending on the energy that I have, depending on the motivation if I want to do something or not. But this is basically the rundown on how it goes on an everyday basis. Also, I want to apologize if you hear chickens in the background. Like, it's not my fault. I live next to a chicken thing, so they're literally right next to me and behind the house, but I have no control of that, so please don't hate me. Using my Danubian by Juvia's 2 palette, I'm going to go called Sheba, and I'm just going to put it all over the eyelid. For an everyday makeup look, I like to keep the eyes very neutral, which is why I dip into a lot of browns, but sometimes I like to spice it up. After I add the lid color, I like to go back into a matte shadow, which is a slightly darker brown, sometimes even black, but I do like to go to a dark brown and then later to black if I have to, just to add some contour to the outer edge of my eyes using a pencil brush. I just like to dab on the outer corner of the eyelids in a C shape, and later I'll blend it out. And the reason why I do it this way is because it gives me more control over the shadow, over the placement. So oh my god, these chickens are really loud. This also helps my eyes appear slightly larger and rounder. Now is when I like to blend the darker brown to the rest of the eye makeup look using a clean, fluffy brush. And I do it in circular motions. I really like to get up to the crease. And then I just focus on the outer corner of my eyes. I don't like to drag it onto the rest of the lid shade because then it's just going to... Next, to brighten up my eyes, I like to dip into a cream or white shimmery shade, or sometimes even gold, just to brighten up the inner corner of my eyelids. This also helps my eyes look larger and more awake, and to really brighten and soften up the whole entire look. Sometimes I dip into a highlighter. Other times I just use an eyeshadow shade just to make everything simple for today. I just dipped into the same palette that I was using earlier for the lid color, and I just use a small flat detail brush to really get in there. Sometimes I even use my pinky. It all depends. But when you're working with the inner corners of your eyelids, you also want to make sure that you blend it all out. Like, you don't want to just like slap the color on there and don't do anything with it. No, because it's gonna look so uneven. So make sure you also blend that out. If you want, you can even go back in with a clean blending brush and just work your magic. Okay, so after that's done, I know it kind of looks a little bit messy, but we're gonna clean that up later. I just want to finish the eyes so I can move on to the rest of the face. I do wing the eyeliner every single day. That is my aesthetic. That is just me. I am not Kathleen if I don't have winged eyeliner on. Like, if I don't have winged eyeliner on, something is seriously wrong. For me to do winged eyeliner is very simple. If you guys want a full depth tutorial on it, I'll be more than glad to do so. But yeah, I just do winged eyeliner really fast, really simple. I literally just do it with no time, like that's it. Before moving on, I like to dip into the same color that we used on our outer corner of the eyelids, and I like to place it on my lower lash line. I either use a flat angle brush or a flat liner brush. And I like to mainly focus it on the outer corner of the lower lash line. I don't like to drag it all the way to the inner corner because it's going to make my eyes look smaller and more closed, and I don't want that. I want them to look bigger and more awake. So I like to focus it on the outer corner and then just slightly thin it and drag it towards the middle inner corner. That is it for the eyes. So I'm going to put my lashes off camera, and yes, I use lashes on an everyday basis. That's just me, that's just what I like, that's just who I am. But if you're not into wearing lashes every day, of course you don't have to. You can just pop on some mascara and you are good to go. But I'm just going to go ahead and put my lashes off camera, and I'll be back with you guys. And yes, I'm not using eyeliner on my waterline. Like, I haven't been doing it for a few months, and I'm not going to do it now because, I don't know, I just haven't been doing that. I've been just recently doing what I just did, was put some brown shade on my lower lash line. That's what I've been doing for the past few months. Okay, so I am back with my lashes on, and these lashes, they're not too glam, too wow, because I did want to keep it natural for today, but sometimes I do wear a little bit more extravagant lashes, even though it's for a daily basis. But that's just how I am. I just really like to look full on glam every single day. It doesn't matter. On to the face makeup. Since we did have some fallout and a little bit messed up liner over here, I used a makeup applicator, or whatever, this long looking Q-tip, dipped into some eye makeup remover, and I'm just going to gently remove all of that extra fallout and clean up the messed up eyeliner. And when I'm going to work with the messed up eyeliner, I really want to be careful because I don't want to mess up the actual eyeliner. Sometimes if I do mess up my eyeliner, because there's always that one eye you can do better than the other, I would go back with some concealer, but this Q-tip did the trick, so I don't have to go back in with concealer, thankfully. So after the eyes are all ready, I like to move on to the face. So the first step I'm going to do is use foundation, but I'm not going to go into much detail about the foundation that I'm using because I'm actually not going to be using my normal foundation because I can't find it, because since I moved here I couldn't find some specific items, so I had to use two shades that are totally not my color whatsoever and hope for the best and just blend them in. So I'm gonna be back, and when I'm back you're gonna see me with a bunch of dots on my face, but that's okay. I'm back with some dots on my face, and you see these is not my shade. Like, this shade right here is way too light for me, and this shade right here is way too dark for me, but mixing them two together apparently works somehow. Using, of course, a damped beauty sponge. And what makes me laugh is that these shades are actually the foundation shades I use for my clients, and I got mad at myself because how did all the makeup that I use for my clients, because I have a separate makeup kit for my clients and a separate makeup kit for myself, all of my client makeup is together, but all of my makeup is missing somehow. So luckily, using compact powder and some concealer really helps camouflage that the fact that these are not my shades at all. Next, I like to go in with some concealer, and yes, I am using the Ready Set Gorgeous concealer. Oh my god, CoverGirl. really gotta sponsor me for using this in every single one of my videos. And I like to put it under my eyes, as you guys already know. On my Cupid's bow, around the nose, and in any problem areas. To blend it out using the same beauty sponge. To blend out my makeup on an everyday basis, I use a beauty sponge. I used to hate using these. To blend out my makeup back then, and I used to use only a brush, but I found this to be way easier recently, so I fell in love with it, and I haven't used a brush to blend my foundation, concealer in forever. Using a compact powder, and I am using the Summer Sky compact powder in the shade 10 or 18. I think I really don't understand the shade names, and the reason why I say that is because if you look in the back, I don't think you guys can see it on the camera, but it says 10 and then it says 18, so I'm like, which one is it? But going with a compact powder to set the face and as well as add on more coverage really helps hide the fact that the foundation shades are not my shades, and no one can tell. So yes, you already know, you guys got a fun tip now. When it doesn't work out, just hide it with a compact powder. But the compact powder does have to be in your shade, okay? Like, you cannot think that you can get away with it using a shade that is totally not in your range. Also, please, when you're doing your makeup, do not neglect this area right here. A lot of people tend to neglect this area, and for example, if you're using concealer and you put concealer right here and then you set the rest of the face and you put the rest of your makeup on, this area right here really is accentuated and it's just white or whatever you put over here, and it's not cute whatsoever. You're just walking around the whole entire day with uneven makeup and that giant like blotch right there. So please do not neglect that area. It happens to the best of us. To highlight and contour my face, I am using the Wet n Wild contouring palette in the shade Dulce de Leche. I'm going to go to the highlighting shade with an under eye brush and just highlight the under eyes. I do go into the Cupid's bow a little bit on my chin and just a little bit on my nose, because I do tend to get oily on my nose area, so I don't really like to put a lot of product on my nose. The contouring shade to contour my cheeks. Also, when you're contouring or bronzing, please do not forget to use the same shade on your forehead and to chisel your jaw. It does not look good when you just have a contour or bronzer shade right here and then the rest of your face is so neglected and uneven. So please remember to also bronze up your forehead and your jaw and your nose if you have to. Okay, my friends, so we are almost done. To finish off the look, we're going to use a highlighter to, of course, add some highlight and glow to the skin. And I'm not going to show you guys this palette because it's destroyed. Literally, I had to. It's been well loved and it's fallen a couple hundred of times. It is the City Color. Man, even the name has been rubbed off because I've used this so much. But it is the Summer Trio something 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 from City Color. I will try and put the name in the description box, but like, this is worn out. So one of my favorite tricks to do is take a clean fluffy brush, and I have one fluffy brush just dedicated for highlight, and it is this one right here. I loved it so much to put on highlight. Sometimes I like it better than a fan brush. It all depends because I don't know, I just feel like it works better. I'll go into more detail probably one of these days. So this highlight isn't too crazy, because like I said, I do tend to have oily skin sometimes, so sometimes if I feel the need, I will just put a little bit on the inner corner. After I have the trio of highlighting, contouring, and the blush, I do like to go in with a clean brush to just blend it all together. And that is it for today's video. I told you guys I would bring makeup tutorials back because you guys have been going crazy in my DMs, in my suggestions, and all that stuff. So please bring back makeup tutorials, Kathleen. And I'm finally bringing them back. And I promise to do more colorful looks. I know I've been doing like boring, bland, looks lately, but I promise you guys that I will bring back colorful looks, and maybe my next tutorial will be a colorful look. I really do hope you guys enjoy this video. If you like it, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, put on the bell, and subscribe. You know the routine already. So I will see you guys on my next video.